Hey all, Will Healy here, and I've got automation basics for you. What does an IP rating mean? Why should you care about ingress protection? In manufacturing automation and even some consumer devices now, the specification for ingress protection is defined by IEC 60529. The standard defines the housing and how well it protects the electrical devices inside against intrusion of people contact or dust or fluids, and it removes the vagary of marketing claims like waterproof. So you will see almost all automation devices are rated with a code, for example, sensors with IP54, IP67, IP69K, or electronics rated IP20 or IP40. But what do those numbers mean? How do you know if they'll work in your application? I'm not going to explain the entire code. It's honestly best understood as a chart, but I'll just show you two power supply examples to explain it. So the IP rating is based on two numbers. IP, then a number. The first number is the solid particle protection. The higher the number, the more protection there is. So 0 is no protection. A 2 is effective against ½ inch or larger and fingers. So this has an IP20 rating. So the first number 2 says I can't get my fingers in there, but I still probably could get a small tool in there. And so the number would have to be higher if you don't want a small tool in there. And then a 6 is dust tight, no ingress of dust, complete protection against contact. And you can see here on this IP67 power supply that I can't get my fingers or any dust on the electronics. The second number is liquid ingress protection. The higher the number, the more difficult the liquid application. And this is non-cumulative beyond 6. So if you see multiple numbers sometimes, it's because they had to run multiple tests. So a 5, IP65 would be water jets at 4.5 psi. IP67 is protected against immersion up to 1 meter for 30 minutes, so dunked in a tank for 30 minutes. An 8 here would be a greater immersion test, but specified by the manufacturer. You got to check some data sheet. And then a 9 is powerful, high temperature, high pressure, close range water jets that are really blasting the device. And that's typically used in food and beverage market. Sometimes you see a K after that. That's just a different standard, DIN 450. And if you care about this, do read the fine print of the data sheet and the standards and what you're trying to do in your application. So I'll be sure to link to a nice article that gives you way more detail about IP ratings on the Automation Insights blog. It explains it in more detail. And until next time, ask yourself, what will I automate next?